Thank you. It's so nice to be here tonight with you guys in Cleveland. They've changed it since just paying attention. They're not going to serve me. Bartender.
You gotta talk into the mic, dude.
Eat the mic, baby.
I'm doing 3 pieces tonight. It's just 3 short pieces from my new collection gears. So let's do it. This is called Idiosyncrasy. My father used to cross himself every time he passed a church. It was a strange habit, I thought. It didn't matter what the denomination of Christianity the church spewed. He just crossed himself, sometimes at 65 miles per hour. It became quite comical, especially if we were traveling through the South, where there's a church, it seems, every 100 yards or so. I asked him once why he didn't pay his mobile respects to mosques or Hindu temples or synagogues. We had those around our city as well. His answer was defensive, convoluted, and circular, much as you would expect from an intellectual or academic, which is what he was. But, to his credit, he had read the Quran, as well as countless pages of Hindu texts, Buddhist, Shinto, Tao, and Zen as well. He devoured non-Christian religious literature as if it were comic books. My father died at the end of the last century. Instead of burying him as he wished, my sisters and I had him cremated. We had very little money, and turning someone to ashes, it seems, is a better financial choice if you're on a budget. He would have no doubt protested our choice, but ashes to ashes is how it goes, I think. The church to which he belonged all his life burned to the foundation not long after he died. Only the lower third of the giant cross remained. I drove by the site once on my way to settle some accounts my father had left unresolved. There were 2 boys rummaging for something just next to the burned cross. One of them picked up a rock and heaved it at the charred remains. And then they laughed and ran away. This is called magnifying glass. Looking at a woman condemned in a hospital bed, my mother is a fragile carcass of bones and skin like leather. I try to see the dignity of having lived her life her own way, smoking herself into the hole. There's still pride in those eyes, fear and pain as well. Looking at a woman condemned, I listen to the minutiae, the details that now construct her present. A tray of food with subpar sustenance, a night nurse who withholds pain medication, a young surgeon who probably drives a Mercedes, obtuse patterns on the carpet which bother her, mismatched curtains which bother her even more. When your mother is dying before you, when anyone is, there is nothing left to weave for anybody. What you know is lucid and true. You are looking at a condemned soul. What you do is buy your time, her time, by examining the simple details through a magnifying glass. And the next day, when you come to visit, when you see the wreath the hospital has placed on her door, you know that probably nothing will have changed. Outside the building, the trash is still being picked up on Tuesdays. The team of RNs is still out back smoking stogies on their break. People are getting mugged, shat upon, cut down by cars, jacked up. Nothing will have changed outside her room. Nothing. Last one for you. One more. This is called Nth Week in Rehab. I'll tell you this, man. The last time I burned rock in a glass stick, they found me in a Santa suit, walking up and down a military trail, throwing bags of shit at cars, and reciting Kierkegaard out loud. I woke up in the drunk tank in Hallandale Beach, Florida, next to a Cuban tranny who was urinating in my hair, entertaining the other men. Over here, man, the addiction you have is replacing the addiction to God. The 12 steps, a higher power. I don't know what's worse. Living in the suburbs, paying bills and clocking in and out of a state job, mowing your lawn every Friday, taking the kids and wife to the mall, snapping family portraits and sending them to grandma, or putting in a 12-hour shift on the kill floor of an abattoir, taking hits of whiskey during breaks, and smoking meth at happy hour. Oh, how men suffer for children.